there guys, welcome to the channel, Talking with JSpring. Today's video, I'm going to be recasting the X-Men. I've already recasted the Fantastic Four and done a Who Should Be the Next Wolverine video. If you want to check them out, links in the description, annotation at the end of the video, as well as cards above my head. You can check them out. And also in this video, I will still include the Wolverine, but I'll choose a different actor which I didn't include in that video. So you can still go ahead and check out that video and enjoy that as well. Don't forget to let me know your picks in the comment section down below, or add me on Twitter at jspringet94 and let me know on there please. But without further ado guys, let's jump straight into it. Obviously, going to be quite mature. He's going to be one of the elderly people in the movie, obviously, in my opinion. So, obviously, we're going to need a certain age group. So, I'm going to be thinking between 50s and 60s, just like they sort of went with, obviously, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. I've gone with Ralph Fiennes. I think Ralph Fiennes is a top-class actor. He's really shown his skills, obviously, when it comes to the 007 movies, being a good guy, and he's also been Voldemort, being a bad guy. So, he can really portray really great characters and bring them to life in a great franchise as well. So, he's coped with pressure in the past. He's a top class actor and I really would love to see him as Professor X. I think he's definitely got a great look for the character as well, and again I would love to see him in the MCU. I've chosen quite wisely. Again, the same sort of age bracket, 50s, 60s. I've gone with 60-year-old Viggo Mortensen. Obviously, Viggo Mortensen, obviously known as Aragorn from The Lord of the Rings. I really love this actor. And seeing him in The Green Book as well as of late really goes to show his acting skills are still there. So he's definitely a phenomenal actor. I think he's definitely got a great look for Magneto as well. And I really would love to see him take on a dark sort of character. And I think that would really suit him in a way. I really do think he deserves a great shot in the MCU. Now, I've come up with a person which I think would be a great choice, and she's played in Fast and Furious 7 and 8, and obviously played in Game of Thrones as well. I've chosen Natalie Dormer. She's about the age of 30, so I think she's still got quite many years in her, and she's quite an experienced actress, and I think she would definitely give a great performance. But not only is she quite experienced, she looks quite young as well. If you've seen her play as Ramsey in the Fast and Furious movies, as well as in Game of Thrones, she looks quite young even for the age of 30, so I think she would be a great fit for the Storm character. The character really hasn't been done any justice really. It's been sort of okay throughout, and I really would love to expand the character and really look into a great actor who would really take this role on with some great experience, got a great look obviously, because obviously Scott has got to be good looking, obviously to be paired up with Jean you've really got to look quite good for this. And I think at the age of 38, with a lot of experience behind him, with a great look, Joseph Gordon-Levitt would be the perfect fit for obviously Scott and Cyclops. I really would love to see him in the MCU. I know he's been in The Dark Knight Rises, but he showed his great performance in there, some great experience behind a superhero movie as well. But not only that, looking back at 10 Things I Hate About You, showing his acting range in there throughout his career, all the way up until The Dark Knight Rises. He's been in some great movies, and I really do think he would take on the role of Cyclops and elevate it to a whole new level. With the potential of playing the Phoenix, I don't know whether they'll go that route again, obviously because of how many times it's failed and stuff, but a potential idea there of course. So we need to look at someone that's sort of the same sort of age bracket between 30s and 40s. I've gone with a quite experienced actor. She's also been in The Amazing Spider-Mans. It's Emma Stone. Emma Stone would be a great choice as Jean Grey. She definitely can look the part. I think she's got a lot of experience behind her. She's a great actress. Now the only other one I would definitely stick as Jean Grey is Sophie Turner, who was already Jean Grey. I don't see that happening, of course, so I've had to choose somebody else. I think Sophie Turner was quite a good Jean Grey, as well as the Phoenix. I just think the movie failed in certain ways, and I think it's unlucky on her. Obviously, I had to go in the same age bracket, so I went with Emma Stone, a really good actress. Now, Rogue is a character which is a lot younger than, obviously, Cyclops and Jean and obviously Storm and stuff, so we need to sort of go mid-20s, early 20s. So I've chose someone at the age of 24. Now Zoe Dutch, or whatever you want to pronounce that, I'm not too sure. I think it's Dutch. I think she's a great actress, and I've seen her in quite a few movies. Now, I've seen her in obviously the trailer of the new Zombieland coming out. I've seen her in obviously the Vampire Academy. I've seen her in. I've seen her in Why Him, which is another quite funny movie, Before I Fall, and Dirty Grandpa. Dirty Grandpa, obviously Robert De Niro and Zac Efron, was a great movie. I did enjoy that, but I've seen her in quite a few movies. She's not really had a lucky break when it comes to a franchise or nothing like that. She really isn't a big high name. Now I think playing the character Rogue, you really have to be someone of a certain age group. I think it could be someone, one of them underrated actors that really need to be seen. I think this would be obviously a good youth choice, and I think she would suit the character perfectly at the age of 24. I think really looking at her, she looks great. She really deserves a good chance in a franchise, maybe even in Zombieland she might do well, I'm not too sure. But really, I would love to see her in the MCU. Now, a lot of people want this actor to play the role, and so do I, because I've seen him in a new movie which came out recently, which I absolutely love, called Beautiful Boy, and it's Timothée Chalamet. He's at the age of 24, the same sort of age as Rogue. I think they would be quite young in the X-Men, I would say, and they can still look quite older if they want to make them look older as well, so it's sort of that sort of age group anyway, mid-20s. I think Timothée Chalamet is a top actor. He's been nominated for many, many awards, actually winning some awards for supporting roles and stuff, so I think he's got a lot of experience behind him, and I think he would definitely benefit for being in the MCU. I think he looks the part of Nightcrawler if they really turn him blue and obviously done what they do with the Nightcrawler character. I would love to see him in there. And not only that, I think he can do an accent and stuff, and I think he would be just a really great pick for the character, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me. I think Beast and Hank obviously needs to be played by someone quite mature, and I really think the original Beast actor done a great job, and so did the recent one, but I really do think they made a lot of the recent ones too young, obviously going back before, obviously while they were turning the X-Men and stuff, but I would really like to have obviously Beast around the same sort of age, really, a little bit younger obviously than Magneto and Professor. Obviously he needs to be a teacher to the students and stuff, but obviously you need to imagine him as Beast as well as Hank, and I think the perfect fit would be Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I would love to see him in the MCU. I think he's had some great experience behind him. Obviously, if you want to count, obviously, The Watchmen, he was in that, as well as The Walking Dead, obviously, as Negan. He's had some really crucial roles already, and also in Mission Impossible as well. So he's been in some really key stuff, and I really do think he's got a lot of experience. He looks the part. I could imagine him as a scientist. I could imagine him as the Beast, and he definitely has a lot of charisma and stuff for the character, as well as physically. I think, obviously, if he was to tone himself up a little bit, sort of like Josh Brolin did for the character of Cable as well as Thanos, I think he definitely would benefit being in the MCU, and I'd love to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He needs to be the sort of age group where Rogue is sitting at, sort of mid-20s, sort of near enough late 20s. So I've gone with the actor at age 27, Logan Lerman. I think he's a great actor. He's been in many big things. If you think of Fury, had a good performance in that. Percy Jackson movies. He's been in The Patriot as well as Noah. He's had some good movies, and I think obviously someone in the MCU would benefit. It would be Logan Lerman. I think he would definitely suit the role. He looks the part, and I definitely think he would give a good performance for a character which has really had no justice done to him. Now obviously the Bobby side of things, I think he could look quite young if he wanted to, as well as if he wanted to look, they wanted to make him look a little bit more badass. I think he could definitely look badass as Iceman. I would definitely think this actor would fit the role perfectly. Pyro needs to be the sort of same age group as Iceman, of course, them sort of being friends in the same sort of group like they've done in the movies, and it needs to be a certain look with a certain mischievous sort of side to him, a lot obviously evil side to him as he turns. And Pyro, I just had no one else in mind. The only person that fits this character perfectly is Tom Felton. Tom Felton is aged 31. He's still sort of around that sort of 27, 30 sort of age. I think he's obviously played Draco Malfoy, obviously a badass character in there. And he's also played in the Flash series, which I am a big fan of. And I really did enjoy his roles in the Flash series as well. He showed when it comes to being in movies and stuff what he can do in TV series. I think Pyro would definitely benefit played by Tom Felton for sure. He definitely can look the part for sure, as well as obviously I could just imagine, if you just think of Tom Felton, obviously Draco Malfoy playing as Pyro, it just suits perfectly. There's no one else I could ever think of. need to sort of go near the age group, obviously Cyclops, around that same age, late 30s, early 40s. So I was thinking, who can have the long hair, who can look good, obviously, as Gambit. Obviously, a lot of people going towards Channing Tatum, which would be a good choice, but I wanted to go with someone different. I didn't want to go for the people what people have chosen already. So I've gone with someone which I really do enjoy when I've seen him in this television series of the Vampire Diaries. Ian Somerhalder is age 40, and I think he would definitely suit the role, obviously, of Gambit. I think he's got a good resume behind him. I think he's definitely got a look which people would go, wow, he looks amazing as the first ever Gambit. I think he's definitely got a lot left in him. I haven't really seen him in a lot since he's left the Vampire Diaries, which is unfortunate, but this is about giving people chances, as well as obviously shining a little bit of light on them to get their career up and running, or boost them into a level where they need to be. It's not all about just picking the best actors and actresses, really. So I think Ian Somerhalder would be a great choice. The only other one I had in mind is the guy from Supernatural with the long hair. I think he would be another great choice, but I really gone with Ian Somerhalder because I wanted to give someone who hasn't really been listed under Gambit, and Gambit is a special role, and I think someone like Ian would do a great job with that. I needed to go at a sort of 30s sort of age, and I've gone with Natalie Dormer, obviously age 37. She's been in Game of Thrones, she's been in Hunger Games, as well as Captain America the First Avenger. She was only in that slightly, so she's been in the MCU before, and they do that thing where they can sort of make you go, it wasn't there, sort of thing, and you go, okay. But really, she was only a small role in it, and I think she's a great actress, and I do see her playing as a Mystique. She looks beautiful, and I think obviously Mystique needs to look beautiful. I could just imagine her in that character, and I think she would definitely do that character justice. Angel is a young sort of character which is coming through. Obviously, we've seen him being played by a young man, obviously learning, he's growing wings and he's struggling and stuff. So I've gone with mid-20s. I've gone with Dockery Montgomery. I think he would be a great choice playing in Power Rangers and Stranger Things. He's one of them actors, obviously, if spoilers alert, if you've not seen Stranger Things, obviously coming out of Stranger Things, there's obviously an opportunity which he could definitely join the MCU. He's got a lot of that great experience in playing these sort of weird actors and obviously weird characters and stuff, obviously playing in the Stranger Things, as well as obviously being that sort of superhero type figure when it comes to Power Rangers. I do definitely see him fit the role perfectly, and I think they could really obviously dye his hair blonde. I think they can make him look the part as Angel. I'd love to see Dockery Montgomery in the MCU. Sort of the same as obviously Mystique. She's got to look the part, so she's got to look really good. And I only thought of one name, and there's one name only, and that is Vanessa Kirby. Age 31, obviously been in Hobbs and Shaw as recent, as well as Mission Impossible Fallout. She's a great upcoming actress, and I'm sure the MCU would love to have a beautiful looking woman like that with some great resume behind her, and she just looks the part. You haven't got to do nothing with her. She's got the blonde hair already. You just need to get her in a nice outfit and just be the best Emma Frost we've seen yet, because the character really needs to be done some justice. It's just as much as Mystique, and I would love to see her play Emma Frost. She just looks perfect. You just look at that. You just can't say she doesn't look like Emma Frost. Now, in my opinion, Quicksilver has already died in the MCU, so I'm not too sure if they'll bring him in. But if they was to bring him in again, there's only one Quicksilver for me. Evan Peters. He's already been playing the Quicksilver, and he didn't get any justice when it comes to the newest film, Dark Phoenix, which was unfortunate. And I just think he suits the character perfectly. He's been the best Quicksilver we've seen on screen. The Quicksilver who died in the MCU is long gone, and rightfully so, and I think Evan Peters is a great actor, and I definitely think he'll do this character justice. I think he's at the right age group. I think he's very funny. He's got that comical side to him. I think he's just a perfect fit for obviously Quicksilver. You need a big guy. Now, a lot of people would go, obviously, The Rock, John Cena, people like that, wrestlers that are normally big. I've gone with the Mountain in Game of Thrones. I can't imagine anyone else but him playing that role as the Juggernaut. It'd be badass. Imagine him coming on the scene, a big, muscular guy, really ripped to pieces. I would love to see him as this role. He just absolutely suits it perfectly. He may not have the best acting resume, but definitely when it comes to looking, he would suit the part. And I'm sure MCU is about giving actors opportunities, and I'm sure he would definitely seize that opportunity. Now I've got two options for this, because this is a character which I'm really enthusiastic about, and a lot of that is due to the original person who played Sabretooth, and obviously the newer one. When it comes to Liev Schreiber's character, I really enjoyed Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth. I'll definitely have him back as Sabretooth. He just looked the part. He may have been in a rubbish movie or a cheesy movie or whatever you want to call it, but really he suited Sabretooth perfectly. Him and Hugh Jackman really looked like brothers. You felt that. So I would definitely have him back in a heartbeat. But the only other one which I would choose apart from Liev Schreiber is Luke Evans. Luke Evans would look great. He's got that grizzly look already, and I think he'll definitely suit the part as Sabretooth. I would love to see Luke Evans in the MCU for sure. It's obviously needed a mysterious, weird looking character, and whenever I've seen this actor play in movies, he's always that weird, creepy character. Paul Dano. Paul Dano is outstanding when it comes to acting, especially in the movie of Prisoners. I absolutely loved him in that movie, and I think he's definitely got that vibe. They've definitely got the look, and I'm sure they can do a lot with him, and he's quite a charismatic person in real life. I've seen him in a lot of interviews on YouTube and stuff, and he seems like a really nice guy, and he definitely deserves another opportunity. He's been in some great movies that have been nominated for awards and stuff, so I'm sure definitely he'd be someone under obviously the MCU's radar. Kitty Pryde. Now, Kitty Pryde is very young, so you need to pick quite a young actress, and there is one actress that comes to mind who I definitely would love to see in the MCU. It is Millie Bobby Brown. She's 15 years old, but you can make her look older. She can look like she's in her late teens. You can make her look younger if you want. She's just a special actress, obviously from Stranger Things, and recently in the new Godzilla movie, really showing a range of acting in that movie as well. I really do enjoy her. Would love to see her in obviously the MCU, but really that would mean pulling her away from Stranger Things. I wouldn't want to see her come away from that, but really I'm sure they could work something out, and I'm sure Kitty won't be in the X-Men movie straight away. It'd be something along gradual, so she could come away from Stranger Things, which is a big franchise, and go into the MCU. I'd love to see that. So you need another sort of big man, obviously in his 30s. I've gone with Armie Hammer, obviously known from Man from the Uncle, The Lone Ranger, as well as The Social Network. This guy has got a really specific look, which you can imagine him going silver, obviously metallic, and being Colossus. Now, Colossus has been played quite well throughout the franchises, if I'm honest with you. I've really enjoyed who they picked so far, and I would love to see Armie Hammer get an opportunity, because he's been quite unfortunate. He's been in movies that have done okay, nothing really elevated him, and he's shown great performances in the movies. So I definitely think Armie Hammer would do the perfect, obviously Colossus impression and acting, and do the character any justice. I really struggled and really looked, and a lot of people have been going at me for the video saying you didn't include Taron Egerton. I definitely think he's a great option, I do think, and he's quite a young option, but I've tried to go a bit older than Taron Egerton, so I've gone with Jensen Echols from Supernatural, obviously the younger brother in that, and I think he is a good option. I think he could definitely have a grizzled look, and obviously this is just because obviously on the video I haven't mentioned him, so I've decided to mention him on here, and I definitely think he would be a great option for the character of the Wolverine. As I said, I think he can go grizzly and look the part. He's quite short. He just needs to tone up a bit and really get some sort of Wolverine build on him, but I think he definitely could be a good option. So guys, that is my recasting of the X-Men in the MCU. Obviously this is fantasy and obviously opinions, obviously perspective. Obviously everyone's got their own opinion, so I want to obviously hear yours in the comment section or on Twitter at jspringett94. I'd love to hear yours and your picks and stuff, and love to hear what you think about mine, of course. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button, shares the video around to other people to enjoy, as well as lets me know you're enjoying the content I'm giving you. As well as if you're new, consider subscribing and hitting that bell for much more movies and TV series content. I'm trying to build a great community here of people who love talking about movies and TV series, and when it comes to movies and TV series, we review stuff, we rank stuff from the worst to the best, as well as react to trailers. So there's so much going on the channel already, so much stuff to come. Subscribe and hit that bell, you will not be disappointed. Stay tuned for the upcoming uploads, guys. Check out the stuff on the channel already. Thank you very much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time, guys, on Talking with Jay Springett.